Hello, my friend, my companion in the gentle darkness. Have you ever realized that the most precious thing is not promises of a distant future, nor holding on to the shattered fragments of the past? Sometimes, true healing lies in a single moment, the moment we dare to return, to sit face to face with ourselves and with all that has passed, like the way we hold a warm cup of coffee amidst a dawn still lingering with cold. Love, after all, is the honest acknowledgement and presence of the right now. Let your soul be as still as a lake after the rain, and let me take you back to your most primal peace. Now, let your body find its most comfortable position on your bed. Do not rush. Gently move your shoulders, softly rotate your neck, and feel the absolute support of the mattress beneath you. You are in a completely safe space. There is nothing that needs to be resolved right now. There is no one you need to respond to. There is only you, your breath, and this voice accompanying you. Start by observing your breath. Do not try to change it, just observe. Inhale a very slow breath through your nose, feeling the cool air weaving through your nostrils, filling your chest, then gently flowing down to your belly. And exhale very slowly, very softly, carrying all the fatigue, the trifles of a long day just passed to the outside. Each exhale is a time you allow yourself to let go of a little more pressure. Imagine from the soles of your feet, small roots gently reaching out, piercing through the bed sheets, through the floor, and anchoring deep into the warm Mother Earth. This feeling is like you are truly grounding every burden, every anxiety on your shoulders is slowly flowing down, following those roots to dissolve into the earth. The tolerant Mother Earth will receive it all, transforming everything into stillness. Continue to pay attention to your feet. Feel your toes gradually relaxing. Warmth begins to spread from the soles of your feet up to your ankles, then your calves. These feet have carried you through many miles today. Now they deserve to rest completely. Relaxation is like a stream of warm water, slowly flowing up to your knees, thighs, and hip area. A heavy yet incredibly light feeling, as if you are melting into the softness of the night. That flow of relaxation continues to climb up your spine. Each vertebra is being loosened. The muscles in your back, which have been tense all day, are now softening like ribbons of silk. Relax your abdomen, letting your breath enter and exit in the most natural way. Feel your chest rising and falling gently according to the rhythm of life. To your hands, relax your fingers These hands have held so many things, worked so many hours. Now they lie still, no longer burdened. Feel the warmth in your palms, as if you are cradling a warm porcelain cup on a chilly morning. The warmth spreads up to your wrists, elbows, and upper arms. Your shoulders, the place that carries the most responsibility. Now let them drop, so soft, so deep. Nothing weighs heavy on your shoulders anymore. Finally, bring your attention to your neck and face. Relax your jaw. Let your lips part slightly and naturally. Let the muscles around your eyes rest. Erase the wrinkles on your forehead. Your entire face now becomes serene, like the face of a child falling into a deep sleep. Your mind right now is like an empty room. The daylight has faded, leaving only the silence and comfort of the enshrouding darkness. You are floating in a state of absolute relaxation. There is no past to regret, no future to worry about. There is only this moment when body and soul have found each other in harmony. You feel safe, protected, and loved by this very stillness. That sense of peace spreads to every cell, bringing deep healing from within. Before we step together into the small alley on Hang Bong Street, where the remnants of the night cafe awaits, I want to send a thank you for choosing to accompany me tonight. If you feel these moments help your soul soften, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Your interaction is like a warm encouragement for me to continue weaving these peaceful dreams. We will meet again every night to let go together and find our way back to ourselves. Now, close your eyes very deeply. Let the images of old roof tiles, the rich aroma of coffee, and the pink light of dawn gradually appear in your mind. We are about to enter the space of returning. Now, when your body has completely sunk into stillness, let your mind gently leave this room. Imagine a thin mist, milky white, slowly covering your vision. In that mist, the cold of a late Hanoi winter morning lightly touches your skin. Not the biting cold that makes one shiver, but a pure chill, reminding you that a new day is about to begin. You are standing at the head of a small alley on Hang Bong Street at 5 o'clock in the morning on March 18, 2026. Everything around is still immersed in deep sleep. The tube houses crowded together, their dark brown tiled roofs covered in moss, seem to be huddling closer in the hazy darkness. The wind whistles softly through old wooden door slits, creating a wordless melody of time. Beneath your feet, the paving bricks, worn smooth over generations, still hold a bit of moisture from the night mist. You begin to walk slowly into the heart of the alley. The space here is so quiet that you can hear your own heartbeat pulsing steadily, harmonizing with your light footsteps on the ground. And there, at the end of the alley, a streak of warm yellow light begins to appear, breaking the gloom of the peeling lime-washed walls. That is the Remnants of the night cafe. The name sounds so strange, like a reminder of what remains of the night before the dawn arrives, or perhaps a sanctuary for souls still carrying sentiments that cannot vanish with the darkness. The cafe sits tucked away, humble among ancient weeping fig trees. The aerial roots of the trees hang down like natural curtains, swaying slightly in the early breeze. The wooden door of the cafe has faded over the years. The scratches on the brass handle tell of thousands of guests who have passed through, carrying different stories. But no matter how the world outside changes, the yellow light inside the cafe always turns on at exactly 5 in the morning, like a tiny lighthouse, guiding those who wake early. You push the door open. A wooden wind chime clacks dryly, signaling the presence of a traveler from afar. Immediately, a rich, thick scent envelops you. It is the smell of Robusta and Arabica coffee beans being manually roasted and ground, blending with the scent of damp wood and a hint of cinnamon essential oil. That fragrance is like a warm hug, soothing every sense, making you feel as though you have truly come home, even if this is your first time here. Inside the shop, light from filament bulbs radiates a honey yellow hue, highlighting tiny dust motes dancing in the air. Elias, the sole barista, is standing behind the old ironwood bar. He works alone, quietly and precisely. The sound of boiling water hums softly in the gooseneck kettle. The sound of an inhaled stainless steel spoon hitting the side of a porcelain cup creates pleasant clicking noises. Elias looks at you, asks nothing, only gives a slight nod in place of a greeting. Here, silence is not scary. On the contrary, it is a wordless understanding. You choose a wooden chair in the corner of the room, right by the glass window looking out into the alley. The chair has a surface worn, shiny, smooth under your palm. As you sit down, you feel the warmth still lingering on the tabletop, as if someone has just left, leaving a peaceful void for you to fill. Behind the glass, the leaves of the fig tree begin to receive the first faint rays of light from the horizon. That light weaves through each leaf, printing ethereal shapes onto the wooden table. Elias starts the coffee grinder. The low rumble of the grinder is like a powerful bass note, drowning out all minor noises. He pours the glossy brown coffee beans into the hopper, and just seconds later, the aroma becomes even more concentrated, awakening every corner of your mind. You observe Elias's hands as he brews a cup of thin coffee. Each drop of dark coffee slowly falls into the bottom of the white porcelain cup. Each falling drop is a moment of waiting being crystallized. It is like the way time passes in this Hanoi, not rushed, not noisy, only quietly soaking into people's hearts. At this moment, you see on the old wooden shelf coffee cups of various colors and shapes. There is one in pure white porcelain, one in rustic ceramic, and even a pale blue cup sitting in a separate corner, as if it is waiting for a familiar owner who has not returned for a long time. This space is filled with memories, forgotten stories, and secret hopes. The warmth from the small fireplace in the corner spreads, warming your feet, and the two hands pressed against the table. You feel like a part of this painting, a part of the stillness before the city wakes up. Hanoi outside begins to have distant sounds, but inside the remnants of the night cafe, time seems to stop. You take a deep breath, feeling the purity of the air and the warmth of the coffee aroma. Everything is ready. The space has opened and the heart has softened to receive the story of Thomas, Anna, and the first cup of coffee after dawn. As the first rays of light on March 18, 2026 slip through the thick fog of Hanoi, the remnants of the night cafe suddenly becomes an oasis, isolated from the outside world. Elias, a man with hands calloused from touching raw coffee beans tens of thousands of times, is quietly performing his familiar rituals. He wipes the ironwood table, adjusts the angle of the chairs, and occasionally looks out the glass window, blurred with mist. He likes this stillness. The moment in the city is still drowsy, when the only sounds are the ticking clock and the soft hum of boiling water in the gooseneck kettle. Just then, the wooden door pushes open, bringing a gust of freezing wind and the rich scent of damp earth after a night of rain. A tall figure walks in. It is Thomas. 11 years have passed since the day he left this alley to chase strange horizons. The Thomas of the present is thinner, his shoulders seemingly heavier, under a grey coat worn at the cuffs. His hair is longer, tied hastily behind his neck with a simple black rubber band. But the thing that has not changed is his eyes. Eyes that always look towards somewhere far away, a place not on the map, a place perhaps even he has never found. He stops in the middle of the shop, looking around once, as if trying to fit the fragments of memory into reality. Still opening this early, Thomas asks, his voice raspy, seemingly eroded by night flights and sleepless nights in different time zones. Elias does not rush to answer. He only nods slightly, a quiet acknowledgement that this place has always been here, always waiting for the lost to return. he turns back to the brewer. The sound of grinding coffee rumbling, filling the awkward gap surrounding the two men. 11 years, Elias says as he places two pure white porcelain cups on the counter. When did you get back? The flight landed at 3 in the morning. Couldn't sleep, so I walked. Thomas pulls out a chair and sits down, exactly in the old spot where he used to sit 11 years ago. His hands unconsciously touch the worn edge of the wooden table. He feels every grain of wood, every tiny scratch, feeling the warmth of the past surging back. Elias does not ask more about the travels. He knows Thomas has gone very far. He has seen the photos Thomas posted on social media. Snow-capped peaks in Scandinavia, red deserts in South America, or ancient streets shimmering with lights in Europe. Thomas went to find something grand, but perhaps standing among the wonders of the world, he found himself smaller and lonelier than ever. Elias only asks one single question, a question he knows is the real reason Thomas is here at 5 in the morning, and Anna Thomas bows his head, hiding the agitation in his eyes. His fingers tap lightly on the rim of the porcelain cup in an irregular rhythm. She is still here, still working at the district library, still planting bougainvillea in front of her grandmother's porch. Elias sighs, a sigh carrying deep understanding. Anna is not like Thomas. She does not crave new horizons. She belongs to this land, belongs to the scent of old book pages and the vibrant pink of bougainvillea under the summer sun. She is rooted deep into the heart of Hanoi, like the ancient fig tree outside, persistent and quiet. Have you met her yet? Not yet. Texted last night. She only replied with one sentence. See you at the old spot tomorrow. Elias looks out the glass door. The dawn begins to dye the mossy roofs pink. Dawn here is always slow, like a reminder that there is no need to rush. Then wait, he says in a deep, warm voice. The coffee won't get cold yet. Have you met her yet? Not yet. Texted last night. She only replied with one sentence. See you at the old spot tomorrow. Elias looked out the glass door. The dawn began to dye the mossy roofs pink. Dawn here was always slow, like a reminder that there was no need to rush. Then wait, he said in a deep, warm voice. The coffee won't get cold yet. And then, when the sun had fully risen, dispelling the mist, Anna appeared. She wore a simple beige sweater and a charcoal gray scarf covering half her face. Time seemed to have forgotten her, or perhaps she had chosen to live in harmony with it. She looked the same, with that same delicate grace, only her eyes were deeper, holding a decade of nameless sorrows. and quiet maturity. She pushed the door open, her eyes immediately meeting Thomas's. A long silence enveloped the space. There were no shouts of joy, no tight embraces, nor any flowing tears. There was only a breathtaking stillness. Elias tactfully stepped back behind the counter, pretending to be busy with the pressure pot to leave the entire space to them. "Hello," Anna spoke first. Her voice was small but firm, like wind chimes clashing on a calm day. "Hello," Thomas replied, standing up, but his feet felt as if they were nailed to the spot. The distance between them was only a few meters, but 11 years of separation had created an abyss that neither yet knew how to cross. Anna sat down opposite him. Elias quietly brought out another cup of coffee. This time, he did not use a white porcelain cup like Thomas's, but a pale blue one, the only cup on the shelf that he had preserved for all those years. Anna looked at the cup, then at Elias. A sparkle appeared in her eyes, painful yet full of gratitude. "Thank you, Mr. Elias." They sat there, facing each other over 2 steaming cups of coffee. Outside, the cries of the bread vendors and the honking of motorbikes began to bustle, signaling the awakening of a new day. But inside here, time was flowing to a different rhythm. "You still drink it black? No sugar?" Thomas spoke up, trying to find a safe topic to break the silence. "Yes, still the same. Some things never change, no matter how much time passes," Hannah replied, her eyes looking deep into the coffee steam drifting in the air. "How are you?" "I'm fine. I've learned how to live with absence. And you? Have you found what you were looking for?" Thomas gave a faint smile, a self-deprecating one. "I've been to many places, met many people. There were days I thought I was living to the fullest, but there were also days I realized I was only moving to run away from myself. I was afraid of standing still, but coming back here, I see that standing still is sometimes the hardest thing of all." Hannah did not reproach him. She had never blamed him on the day he left. Back then, she only asked if he was sure, and then let him go. She understood that love was not a cage, and she did not want to be the one holding the key. "Do you hate me?" Thomas asked, his voice trembling. Anna shook her head slowly. "I don't. Hatred takes too much energy. I was just sad. At first, that sadness was sharp as a knife. Then it softened, becoming a part of my breath, like this winter cold. One no longer feels the pain. One just feels it belongs to them." Thomas bowed his head, his heart tightening at the grace of the woman before him. "I thought many times I wouldn't come back. I was afraid you had forgotten me, afraid you had a new life with no room for me, and most of all, I was afraid I was no longer the person you once loved. I haven't had anyone else, Anna said softly, not because I waited for you in hopelessness, but because I wasn't ready to open my heart. Perhaps my soul is like this cafe of Eliza's. It only opens for those who know how to be patient and how to cherish all things. Thomas looked at her, and for the first time in 11 years, he truly saw her, not through blurred photos on the screen, but in the flesh. He saw the tiny wrinkles at the corners of her eyes, the traces of smiles and sleepless nights. Can I stay? Anna was silent for a long time. She looked out the door, where the sunlight was turning golden over the old rooftops. You can stay, but Thomas, stay because you truly want to belong to this place, not because of me. I don't want to be a burden that makes you regret the travels that passed, and I don't want to be the reason you give up the wide world out there if your heart still turns toward it. Thomas reached his hand across the wooden tabletop. He did not grab her hand immediately. He only placed his palm upward on the table, like a quiet offer, a most sincere exposure. Anna looked at the hand that had once held hers on Long Bien Bridge, the hand that had once written her letters from afar. Then slowly she placed her hand on top. No interlocking fingers, no possession, only the gentle contact of skin. The warmth from Thomas's palm transferred to her, and vice versa. It was a moment of intersection, where past and present became one. I promise nothing, Anna said, her voice becoming softer. And you don't promise either. Promises are often burdens for the future. We just sit here, finish this cup of coffee, and see where today takes us. Elias stepped out from the counter, carrying a thermos. He poured more hot coffee into their 2 cups. He looked at them and smiled a gentle smile. The sun still rises every day, whether we are together or not. The most important thing is that, right now, the warmth is still in the cups, and the 2 of you are still sitting opposite each other. Outside, Hanoi had completely awakened. The bustling sounds of traffic, the train whistles echoed back. Life continued with all its haste, but in the small cafe, Thomas and Anna began to tell each other about the past. Thomas spoke of freezing nights on the Patagonia plateau, of the solitude among the crowds in Berlin. Anna spoke of afternoons sitting in the library, of the stray cat that often came to beg for food, of the bougainvillea buds reaching up strongly. They spoke of small things, no grand declarations, no vows. They were simply sharing their presence. The 3rd cup of coffee was empty, but no one was in a hurry to stand up. they understood that after so many years of wandering, what they needed most was not a destination, but a peaceful place to stop. Thomas watched the sunlight slanting through the glass, highlighting the dust motes. He realized that beauty did not only lie in the wonders of the world, but right here in this moment, in the warmth of Anna's hand and in the bittersweet flavor of the first cup of coffee after dawn. As the last drops in Anna's pale blue cup and Thomas's white cup gradually cool, the space in the remnants of the night cafe began a strange transformation. The sunlight was no longer the faint pink streaks of early morning, but had turned into a brilliant lemon yellow, shining through the old glass, revealing tiny dust motes dancing in the air. Thomas and Anna stood up. The sound of the wooden chairs dragging on the floor made a dull thud, echoing and then fading, vanishing into the bustling noise beginning to fill Hang Bong Street. The moment they stepped out of the shop, the shadows stretched long on the brick floor, intertwining and then slowly blurring under the bright light. Inside the shop, Elias quietly cleared the cups. He took Anna's pale blue cup, the cup that had held 11 years of waiting. He held it under the tap. The clear water flowed through, washing away the last coffee stains, much like the way time washes away heart-wrenching pains, leaving only cleanliness and peace. Elias dried the cup with a soft cotton towel, then carefully placed it back in its old spot. The cup sat there, silent, ready for another return. Now, notice the sounds around you. The rumble of the coffee grinder is now just a distant echo, fading, until there is only the sound of the wind blowing through the door slits. The rich aroma of coffee is also thinning, making way for the scent of stillness. The story of Thomas and Anna is no longer about specific details. It is only a warm sensation spreading in your chest, like the warmth from their hands touching. Every image of the small alley, the mossy roofs, and the yellow light is slowly receding. They become hazy, ethereal, like slow-motion film frames, gradually turning to white. Your mind is no longer burdened with where they will go or what they will be tomorrow. All that remains is relief. You feel as if you are floating on a calm lake at daybreak, where the boundary between sky and water no longer exists. The presence of the outside world begins to vanish completely. The worries of work, thoughts of tomorrow, or regrets of yesterday are all melting away like sea foam. You hear only the sound of your own breath, steady and slow. With each exhale, you feel yourself sinking deeper into the softness of the darkness, where everything becomes invisible and silent. Now, as the sounds of Hang Bong Street and the aroma of coffee have completely vanished, you are left alone in the soothing embrace of the night. The space around you right now is so light, so soft, like a gentle mist covering every thought. Notice the heavy, relaxing sensation of your body, your legs, your arms, and even your mind are now like bougainvillea petals falling. They no longer try to cling to the branches, but quietly let themselves drift. Imagine a lake surface as flat as a mirror in the early morning mist. Not a ripple, not a sound. Your mind is that very lake. The stories of returning, of coffee cups, of hands touching lightly, all are now just sparkling golden dust motes, slowly sinking to the bottom of the deep lake. As they sink, the water becomes crystal clear and infinitely peaceful. Feel your breath. It has become shallower, slower, and as natural as the heartbeat of the earth. Each time you exhale, a part of your alertness fades away, making room for the pleasant haze of sleep. Darkness is no longer an emptiness, but a warm embrace, sheltering you from the noises of the world outside. You feel that you are completely worthy of this rest. Notice your forehead. It is completely relaxed. The final thoughts are like small boats slowly leaving the dock, disappearing into the thick mist in the distance. You don't need to follow them anymore. The warm sensation from Thomas's hand passing to Anna is now the very warmth spreading in your chest, warming your heart and soothing every tiny scratch on your soul. You are being healed in every breath, in every moment of this absolute silence. Sleep is approaching, like a tide rising slowly, covering your feet, circling your hips, then gently rising to the very top of your head. You do not resist. You welcome it like an old friend returning after 11 years away. There are no promises for tomorrow, only the honesty of the present. You are safe, you are at peace, and you are ready to dissolve into a dream before you sink fully into a deep sleep. Let me send you a sincere thank you. Thank you for allowing this voice and this story to be present in your most private space. If you feel your soul has found a little dawn light in the darkness, remember to come back and interact with the channel when you wake. Now, let go of the very last string connecting you to reality. Everything has blurred, the sound has quieted, the light has gone out completely. There is only the rhythmic cradling of the darkness. You are falling slowly into the land of nameless dreams. There, the dawn will always await you with the utmost tenderness. Good night, my friend. Sleep deeply